Hello, Taurus. Merry Christmas. I'm Lucy Ravenstone, and welcome to my channel. Meet Magic. Maggie, say hello. Say hiya. He's so cute and fluffy. I have two new kittens. We have Magic. No jumping on my keyboard. We have Magic and we have Taro. They are so adorable and fluffy. But they're wrecking my tree, so that's not good. But yeah, he's hanging around me now. He must know that Magic's going down. Anyway, guys, it's December. Welcome to the end of the year. This is a really great year. I love this time of year, and it's not just because it's Christmas, it's not just because it's time of celebrations, it's because this is a massive time for transition. We are making new resolutions for the new year. We're realizing what we need to change, but we're also reflecting on the year we have had, and I think this is massive. This is a time where we start really focusing on what we do want and actually allowing that movement. So love that, loving that. I'm kind of excited to do all of these readings for December because I feel like there's going to be that massive energy. This is Taro. Say hello. He's the fluffiest. He's like, it's so fluffy. Say hiya, Taro. He's adorable. We got Magic at first, and he was the little litter of brothers and sisters, and then we ended up with his brother as well. My mum took his sister, and then a friend of my mum's took another sister. So we're kind of like a little unit of siblings. He's so fluffy. Um, but yeah, Taro seems to be the most loving one, and Magic is the one that's got so much personality. At the moment, I mean, Taro has personality too, obviously, but I mean, like, he's just mischievous. He reminds me of my toddler, actually. Magic does. Anyway, back to the reading. So yeah, this time of year is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to this. I have already done your reading. So what I got when I was sort of laying them out as I get vibes and things as I'm doing it, is I feel like our intuition is on point at the moment and we are starting to focus on what we want, Taurus. We're starting to move forward and realize that we are the masters of our own paths, and that's where we're going with this. So our first two cards are reversed. So those of you that know how I read my Archangel Michael cards, when they're reversed, it means pay attention. So please pay attention to these first two cards. I'm also using my Oracle deck or energy oracle, sorry, and they are kind of like tarot. I don't read them in perhaps the way they should be because I am an intuitive reader, so my messages come through how they come through, but I believe that's the best way to go anyway. So the first two cards, first one is pay attention to your dreams. So I really get this feeling of listening to your intuition now. I feel like you know what you want, you're being given divine messages, and that divine help is there. Pay attention to your dreams is literally pay attention to your dreams. If you are somebody who gets prophetic dreams, I kind of feel like we all do. We all get messages within our dreams. However, some of us get literal, some of us get, you can literally see what's going to happen, premonition, and that. So pay attention to those things. I feel like, you're going to be on fire at the moment with this intuition. But also, it's some of us have little messages in our dreams and we don't understand, we don't know how to interpret. So I kind of feel like, check in, interpret. I had a dream about zombies the other night. It was kind of, it's kind of funny, this side of it, like it's not remotely scary, but in my dream it was scary. I was kind of on this boat and then I only remember some of it because it kind of, for me, they fade after time if I don't really focus on it. But I was on this boat and there was like two ways to go. It's like a land boat with wheels and stuff. It was weird. Anyway, so we're going two ways. And there was one way we were supposed to go, and then there's this other way. It's like we can't go there because that's like the bad world. That's where the zombies are. But anyway, for some reason, even though all of us knew the way we needed to go, it went the wrong way. Like even the person like the driver or whatever was just like, oh no, I can't control that. And we went into this zombie land, and then all of a sudden I'm like trying to defend myself from zombies and things, and it's kind of scary. I woke up like, oh, I'm glad I'm awake, and then I went back to sleep, and I went back into that dream. So with that in mind, it's kind of like I feel like, and that came up when I did this reading because I've done this reading for you already, and zombies came up in this, like I feel like we are zombieing, and then I made that kind of link with my dream, that we need to not be zombieing through our lives, stop going with the flow and pave the way. And I feel like that's a strong message for us. And I don't want to miss that if I don't say that again, because I felt like that was quite powerful for us, is that we are in control right now. This is a time for us to use our thoughts to guide our way. Um, The next card that come through was Eternal Love reversed. So for me, the first instinct that came to me with this card was that it's self-love. This is about nurturing and trusting in ourselves. It is very strong with that. That's like literally was the pay attention to your dreams, with the intuition. It's like, trust and love and nurture. I feel like with this though, there comes this shadow work, and I feel like this year has brought all shadow work for all signs, for everybody, to the surface. And that could lead us with these negative thoughts that we had in November. There was a lot of spiraling for Taurus. I remember having that being, don't focus on the negative and try and eradicate that. So I feel like with shadow work, we can sometimes focus on that being a negative thing about ourselves. Now, I don't see that as the case. I kind of think we need to see the love within our shadows, because a shadow, you can't all be all light and toxic positivity. That's not who any human is. And actually, that's a massive imbalance, and it's really toxic for ourselves and others around us. So that shadow side of ourselves is an equal loving part. An example of this can be for myself, like stubbornness. That can be seen as a flaw, and I have actually in my life, seen that as a negative, like, oh, I'm so stubborn, and why can't I just, allow others to be right when I feel like I'm right and I know I'm right. But then, like, I kind of like now I love that about myself. I love that I'm stubborn, because especially in this time and like day, this era, it's really kind of necessary. We need to be strong in our resolve. We need to be passionate. We need to know what we want, and we need to know what's right for us, because other people are going to try and tell us what's right, and we need to know what's right for us. So that stubbornness, that shadow side of myself, is actually like massive. It's major, right? So it's seeing your flaws, your shadow that you would perceive as a negative, because it doesn't mean everyone else does. This is our own personal shadow work here. It's seeing that and seeing the love there. I kind of feel like that's major for you guys. I feel like this is what's going to push you forward into that your own power. You're going to see your power. And that thing there, that power right now, seeing and owning your own power, that's you, Taurus. That's where you're going to get if you let yourself. So do that work. Realize that you are a passionate, loving, stubborn ass bull and own it. The next is make a commitment, and this is that same energy. I feel like you need to commit to yourself. Now, with these two cards, there's love there as well. Obviously, not everybody's going to go through the same paths and the same journey. So I do feel like there's love here with this. Trust your intuition with love, and also make a commitment. Those three, it's a relationship thing too. But I really feel like the deep message here is not around love for anyone else. It's love for ourselves. I feel like we need to be making those commitments. We need to be carving our way here. This feels to me like you're on the right path card, but it's trusting in your intuition and making those moves, creating movement. I feel like that's what's going down for us at the moment, Taurus, is we are making movement in our lives. We are making and carving this way, and it's going to be amazing. The next row is my energy oracle. So I kind of went Archangel Michael energy, and then we have a combination of the two in the final row. So the top one is financial constraints. So I feel like be careful. I feel like bargain hunt, try not to go too excessive in your Christmas shopping. As a Taurus myself, this is a big major struggle. I love giving gifts, and I feel like I'm a really good gift giver, but I also overgift because I then overthink and I think, oh, maybe that's not enough, and I just can't help it. Like I'm like, oh, I know this amazing gift, it's perfect for you, so I'll get it, and I'm like, is that enough though? Is it perfect? And I'll question myself and I'll overgift. I feel like this is a thing at the moment. There are some of us that probably should be making sure that you are not going crazy. And I feel like there's a personal aspect of this as well, um, where perhaps there is somewhere where money is going where it shouldn't be going. I feel like make sure that you are putting it where it needs to be. That's kind of a message that comes through this card. And I feel like, actually, if you look at the imagery on the card, so we have financial constraints. So there may be surprise bills coming in. How I do my Christmas every year is I shop around July, and all the sales start coming end of year, tax and all that kind of stuff. So I do all my shopping from then till September. So by September I'm done, and I usually wrap in September. Everything's packed away. Come Christmas I'm done. I started that like a few years back, and it's been like major because I hate stress around Christmas because I love Christmas. I hate that stress. And that really worked. So this year has been like just a mess. So I didn't do that this year. So come to this time of year, it's trying to stay on top and trying to make sure that everything's in place. Because again, with that love of Christmas, I like things to go a certain way. Um, so I feel like there's half a door open. We've got a door open in that picture anyway, and a door closed. And I feel like it's because there needs to be a level of you have priorities. So make sure that that is protected and closed, but also open. Give freely, give lovingly. Allow yourself to enjoy this time of year, but just keep that in mind with excess. So I hope that makes sense for you, Taurus. The next card is the world. Now, with this card, I get the sense that the whole world is in front of us, like it's in our hands. But I kind of get that you're not seeing that as a whole. Like, and when I first did this reading, I had this vision. I actually kind of liked that analogy, so I'm going to say it again. So it's like a garden, and I feel like there's a gardener that's tending to his garden. He's watering his plants, pruning the leaves, but he's not actually examining the work he's done. He's not seeing the fruits of his labors. He's not actually picking the fruits. You know what I mean? Like he's not being grateful of his work and seeing what he's done. And I feel like that's what needs to be done for us here, Taurus, in order for us to move forward and make the most of this time. I feel like we need to be grateful for who we are. And I feel like we need to actually look at the growth we've had this year ourselves. Like, look at the disasters that you've had. I say disasters because that's how it feels for me, but obviously everyone's going to be different. So if you have had a nice, smooth year, awesome. But I feel like we need to look at these moments that are significant this year and see the growth in it and actually see how you've changed. I can really see that within myself, like certain milestones that I've gone through this year. It is evolving me. Like I am just beginning, and I feel like that is a vibe for us, Taurus, that we are just beginning and we're moving on. It's kind of really exciting, but it's scary. But we're kind of getting past that scared side because I feel like there's just a moment there, like when Mercury was in retrograde, and before that, it was like a major, like, oh my God, like what am I doing? What's happening? Nerves, and it kind of felt like out of nowhere as well. I know that like for myself, I am very empathic, so I pick up all this energy that can be universal. As in, you know, the whole world is feeling this energy, and I'm gonna suck it all in, which sucks. But it was just very nervous and very like it put me on edge, and just like I was like, what am I doing? Who am I? Where am I going? And kind of just took me off my tracks a little bit. Now, so with this, I kind of feel like it's looking back with this world and seeing where we've come, and actually that we have so much to be grateful for, even within ourselves. I definitely feel like seeing your own personal growth here with this first row. It's coming into that. It's like seeing yourself and knowing there's things to be grateful. I do feel like there's a lot of love and support there for you, and that comes with the eternal love card as well. It is parallel with this card. It's knowing that you have that love and support around you, and I think it's seeing it. I do get a sense of friendship and enjoying that social aspect of this time of year. I feel like with that eternal love as well, and make a commitment, it's when people are inviting you to do stuff and you're kind of like, you want a hermit, this is not a time. Go out and celebrate yourself. You are going to be happy and glad that you are doing this. I feel like this is a very social time for Taurus. And that moves us on to the next card, which is Broken Heart Reversed. So I feel like we have been breaking our heart this year. We have gone through some transition. This can be very literal. I feel like there's been a few breakups. There's been like, you know, edges of divorces. It's just been heartache. And some of it's just our own self, you know, breaking our own heart, because I feel like we have to come undone in order to be whole. So this is actually the reverse of that. This is a time of joy. This is a time of allowing the healing in these relationships and in these connections, this healing within ourselves, to allow ourselves to move on to these connections. I feel like Taurus, that this is a great time for us, but it's just beginning. But that comes with taking a step. And this is your time now to take that step forward, to mend friendships, to make friendships, to carve this path for yourself. You are in charge right now, Taurus. Okay, so the next card Spend more time outdoors, pay attention. So this is a nurture yourself card. This is a magical card. It indicates magic. It indicates our own power. So this comes with own your own power. Get outside, do that healing. And so this is again a push with that social aspects. Get out there. Now this card does generally come as I reflect. It's a very spiritual, get outside, nurture yourself. So I feel like that's the fundamentals here of what we're doing, but I don't feel like it's that like the same kind of hermit journey, the kind of where we go within, which sometimes comes with this. This is go outside, go out, socialize, and you don't have to go out. Like you could have online social parties. You can just play games with your friends. I don't know, whatever you're into, do like online things. Sorry guys, but like I feel like we have been stuck in this like mojo where we're just like, oh, we can't do anything because there's all these restrictions. But the thing is, it's kind of like, okay, you're handing me all these things that I can't do, so I'm just gonna go and do what I can do, and we're gonna make the most out of this. And I feel like that's what we're doing, Taurus. Is we're just like we're not gonna allow other people to stand in our way, and we're gonna do our thing. And I feel like you really need to put yourself out there. Be gentle with yourself. So this is again a reminder, like you're doing the work. Don't allow the negative to come back in with this. I really feel like that's something that we have been susceptible to this year. So don't allow that to come in. Keep nurturing yourself. Keep that self-love alive. The next one after that is another pay attention card, and this situation is already resolved. So the thing is, like, we don't need to dwell on the past now. It's like what will be will be. This is you're on the right track. This is it's happened. Let's move forward. And I do feel like that this is not a time for keeping ourselves in a moment. This is a time for movement. This is a time for committing to things. This is a time for getting what we want and coming into our power. Um, Remember, there is no rush. So I'm getting the patience card here. I feel like we want things now. We want to see results. Now, this is not about that. We are just beginning. And I've said this a few times now already. This is the beginning of things. Now, I have been drawn to the sacral chakra for us guys and the solar plexus, that area completely. I feel like that's our work, and this is trusting our intuition. This is trusting our gut instinct and doing the energy around those chakras in order to ensure that we are healed in those areas, so that we are kicking goals and making things happen. But yeah, she's holding a clock and a time there, and I feel like that there is a time for time frames for things to happen. And actually, I didn't feel like that, but as I'm saying it, that came out. So there's a time frame for things to happen, and there's no rush. You do not need to jump in. You do not need to do not expect results right now, because that's not going to happen. I'm telling you now, Taurus, if you're going to be jumping into something and you're expecting that you're not going to get the results you want, you're going to be disappointed. But if you take the steps forward to get towards that, you are going to be happily surprised. You're going to be loving life and going to be getting in there. Because the next card is the door to personal healing and happiness. Now this is reversed, so I feel like you're stepping into this, because I don't feel like this is a negative thing, but I feel like we are wanting to be there now. We're wanting to jump in that, but it's ahead of us, and we're stepping and walking towards. I feel like this is a slow climb in, and I do feel it's a climbing the window. I don't feel like that. Sometimes I think that we expect things to just be like if I make this action, I'm going to be happy. Like, no, that's not how it works. It's like if we make that action, yes, we're taking that movement and it's going to lead us towards better things, but we have to keep walking forward. We can't just walk in one door, sit down, and expect the world to come around us. And I feel like this is the vibe that we're in now. It's like keeping that drive and keeping that push. And again, I'm getting that personal power for us, Taurus. Like, it is a major shift in us that we are going to be feeling our power. But I want us to keep in mind that we are the ones that are leading this way. We're creating this power for us, so it's not just going to happen. We're creating it. So keep your thoughts in alignment with what you want, and actually that is a major thing. Is like keeping those thoughts in alignment with what you want. Because if you're just going to be in the negative and you're going to choose to see that bad side, then it's going to be a harder journey for you. And that's in everything. If you're going to see just the bad, then you're going to get just the bad, because that's all you're allowing yourself to see. It's perspective. So I do feel like there's rainbows ahead of us, and we have got this, like, something is there ahead of us. Like, all of us are just Taurus. This is amazing feeling for me, for us guys. Because the next card again is Daughter Romance. So there's a heart in the cage up there, and I feel like it's up ahead, but I do feel like it's out of grasp. So I kind of want us not to have these high expectations of people around us. I feel like there may be some people that, like, you're ready and you're in a position where you're like, I want this, so let's do this right now. And I feel like on the other side, and this is where the patience comes into it, because I feel like there's resistance there. Perhaps other people are just going through a different journey to you. Just like, we're all going through internal things right now, and I feel like there's this resistance. So keep that in mind. Like, that resistance is not a door in your face. The door's open. But it requires you to perhaps be that patient person. But again, I'm not getting the focus on love here. I'm not saying focus on it. I'm saying, like, if you step into that door to happiness, if you allow yourselves to keep moving and focus on your vision, on what you want, I feel like the rest is going to fall into place. And that's really attractive as well. Like, if you are coming into your own and you are focusing on yourself instead of trying to focus on something and try and fix one thing, because I feel like sometimes if we are fixers, I know that I am sometimes a fixer, and if we let ourselves be that fixer, then you're focusing on one thing. Like, I feel like you kind of overpower it and you squash it and you take away that thing's power because you're trying to make up for it. You're trying to be the one. And that's not how love works. That's not how relationships work. It's a two-way thing. So if that other person is not in alignment right now, you pushing and squashing is just gonna, it's like squashing a bug. It's gonna go away. It's gonna fade. So I feel like, take your time, do your thing, focus on something that's not on something that is giving you resistance, and I feel like that would be good for you. We then come to Healer of the Ages, and I feel like this is going to be healing for you. He stood there, and it's making me do his move. He has power in his hands. He's open. So you are opening up yourself and you're allowing that to come towards you, but you're not forcing it. You're like, I'm just living my best life. I'm just getting what I want. I'm kicking goals. This is what I want. I'm going to tell you what I want. But if you don't want that, so be it. That's very much a vibe here with this. So this is, we're going dark apparently. This is Healer of Ages. This is you owning your power. I feel like there's a lot of healers here that will be watching today, and this is knowing that you have healing hands. And I feel your power is major here. Trust in yourself, trust in your gifts, use those gifts. I really feel that there's a drive with career and what you want to do here as well. So if you feel that there's a certain path that you want to take but you've been holding back, this is the time. And this is what I've tried and been saying, like, about carving our own path, because I feel like this is a time for figuring what we want and going for it. I really do feel like that don't focus on relationship, because that will fall into place with you focusing on yourself, because I just feel like right now it's not about that. Obviously, if you feel that that's what you need to be, that's where you need to be. Trust in your instincts. But for me, I definitely feel like that there's more that you should be focusing on, and that will align with that. After all, if you're trying to attract love, but you are trying to attract love in a state where you don't have everything that you want, you know what I mean? You're focusing on love, but the rest of your life is just not in place. Like, that's going to go off track, because once you have that thing you want, you're still a mess. If you focus on this, like, that will travel. And I feel like that's what partnership is supposed to be. We're not supposed to meet someone and then both of us shape each other to each other. You're supposed to be in alignment with each other. And sometimes that's a journey alongside each other, even not together. Like, I'm feeling like I have to say this. I feel like sometimes that we're both traveling together with your partners, but you're not together yet. You're both enjoying each other's company. You're both, doing your own thing. Even in relationships, this is in relationships too. This is not just, that pre-relationship. Sometimes even when you're married and you're with somebody, that you have to just live alongside one another, because then that will bring you closer together. And because we all have individual needs, and our individual needs are not a two, it's a one. We work on ourselves to be our best selves so that we are the best for the people we love. And that is really a massively strong belief for myself. Okay, and this is the final row. So this one for me feels like this is an outcome. This is what we have to look forward to, kind of thing, doing the work from the reading that I've done today. New beginnings and a fresh start. So this is a major. This is, you know, we are turning chapters of what we're closing the book and we're beginning again. We're on to the next series, you know. This feels like that anything is possible for us. It is a card of things are going as they are. You're on the right path. This is things are happening for a reason. So all of those that apply to your situation, take that guidance, take that knowledge that, you know, this is it. This is good. This is a good move for me. It's a favorable outcome kind of thing. Again, I have that same stance as the previous card with it. They're both owning their power, but they're just letting it be. They're not forcing anything. They're just doing what they know, doing what's right, what feels right. And it's a wisdom. I feel like, Taurus, that you're going to be coming into your power in a wisdom way. You're going to be more knowledgeable, more accepting, in a loving way. We're not doormats, but we are accepting and forgiving. Okay, so the next one is second chakra, Archangel or Ariel. So instantly, I'm again brought to a globe. She is reversed. I'm just going to turn her back around so I can focus. Okay, so she has this crown around her head, and I'm seeing that power. So my focus here on her reversed is the globe in her chest. So I feel like the passion and love is something that's going to be a focus for us moving forward. But I feel like this is a healing journey for us. So with that in mind, of that I was just saying about the parallel moving together, I feel like that is that healing for us here with love. I really get a sense of it's there and it's nurturing, but it's outside of you. I really get that sense. So this could be that if you're in a relationship, I feel like that it could be a focus next year. This could be a main focus actually. With that feel that just came in my head, I feel like relationships could be a main focus next year. Because I feel like it's outside of us and there's healing needed. I feel like it's needed to be a focus, but it's outside of us. So I feel like right now it's coming into our power so that we are able to face that. So bear that in mind coming into the future. I do look forward to, when I do these kind of readings, when I can see something in the future, I kind of look forward to doing the readings for that future, you know, the guidance of that month, like this is coming in now, this is when you're doing the work. So that's kind of exciting for me. You created this situation and you have the power to change it. So again, we are the leader of our lives. We are manifesting what we need. And that to me is confirmation that even within this, and sorry, I just got distracted to the picture as well, because even though this is not the Lovers card, I saw the Lovers card in it. So if you can see eternal love, well, not lovers, but eternal love. When I first glanced at this in reverse, so pay attention to this as well, it just, I don't know, I saw it. So that to me is significant. Love in the future is coming forward. So do your work for this year, own your power, and there's something coming up with love and relationships. So that's good as well, because if you're looking for love and I'm telling you that's not a focus right now, you need to not be focused on that. This is saying your focus is coming, so don't worry about it right now. It will come when it comes. And I do think, like, don't hang on my words with this love thing, because it's not a focus right now. I need you to be doing the work on yourself and owning your power and coming in, enjoying yourself, those friendships, those social, because I feel like that is opening you up to just a higher level of love and higher level of self-love and a higher way of you being able to express yourself. And that is what you created this situation and you have the power to change it. That is what it is. It's about getting creative and seeing new ways of doing. So keep that in mind. And the last one is the temple path. And I feel like this is a journey of enlightenment for you. I feel like for myself, I know that my life path revolves around love and it revolves around spiritual journey. So for me, this really resonates with that life path, in the sense that I feel like it's peaceful. It feels like that coming within, and this is our final card as well. It feels like that there's this temple at the top of the stairs where you can sit and meditate and reflect, and it's going to be good. Now, actually, I'm feeling that this is going to be towards the end of next year. You're going to be in a whole new place to where you are now. So this is really major. I feel really excited with this. That there's this passion and this drive just like building and bubbling in me, that we're going to get to this place when by this time next year you're going to be in a whole new level of wisdom and understanding of yourself, and life is just going to be different. Life is going to change. There's this massive like unknown in the air at the moment, you know, with all the governmental things that are happening, everything around the C word. It's making us unsure where life is, and I feel like with this card, it is a not like a kind of relaxing at peace, that you know things are going to be okay. That's the feel I get with this card. So by this time next year, you just may be in a higher wisdom and more at peace with the resolve in your life and around that. So I hope that makes sense to you, Taurus. I do feel like there's this really nice energy within the future. Yes, next year is going to come up with a lot of trials. I really feel like as though we are all looking forward to 2022. Because we feel like 2021 was bad, and then we were disappointed because we wanted 2020 to be the bad year. 2021, it was still bad. We are still going to have a rough few years, at least till 2025. However, it's not all doom and gloom, and I really feel like, you know, we're gonna see our massive growth for ourselves through these times. I do want you to hold heart, and love yourself and nurture yourself through these moments. So thank you very much, guys. Please subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Every little helps. I shall be doing a competition, I think, on my Instagram, so please follow my Instagram. My links are below, where I will offer free readings, and maybe some other free stuff in order to boost subscribers so we can get this channel out there. Thank you very much, guys. Merry Christmas, and may it be amazing for you.